Some people may think that pastors only work on Sundays, but actually a great deal of work must be completed before Sundays. I began my day at work by spending time in prayer using the Lectio 365 app. You can try using that as well, or by practicing the Jesus prayer. So by doing so, I'm reminded that I'm merely a vessel of God and doing what God has entrusted me to do as a pastor. Following this, I will prepare my sermons, my sharings, personal, some write-ups, pastoral prayers, etc. And on average, I speak at least once a week. And some of you may know that my heart language is English, so I have to spend additional time and effort scripting and translating all my work into Chinese. And for me to deliver a sermon in the main service in Chinese, it usually takes around 30 hours of preparation work, which means a couple of days. So I must admit that it is a challenging and exhausting process. And some days I find myself wondering why I spend so much time away from my family and miss out on precious moments with my child. And on my off days, I may even feel guilty when I spend time playing with my son. As a result of these mixed feelings, I had to intentionally examine myself. The support of my wife in supporting my call to become a pastor is something I cannot express enough. In my opinion, it is extremely important for couples to communicate with their partners, and the work that I'm doing now would not be possible without my wife's support. So there are many verses I could share to encourage you, but I shall share my calling verse. So I consider John 10:11 to be my calling verse. In John 10:11, Jesus said, "I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep." For me, I believe that there are no full-time or part-time ministers, and we are all full-time disciples of Christ, and we serve Him in all areas of our lives. But nevertheless, if you ask me about the role or responsibilities of a church worker or a pastor, I believe that pastoring or working in the church requires one to have this close personal relationship and encounter with God. And it's not enough to just understand this in terms of theory. You must experience God for yourself. And the service of God is difficult unless you are convinced that Christ is the good shepherd who lays down his life for us, for you, for me. And it is in accordance with the life of our founder, John Wesley, who was serving God. He was serving God full time, but lacked the assurance of God until his experience at Elders Gate. It would be fair to say that I have this burden for young people because it was during that age when I was a young person myself that I experienced Christ for the very first time and saw how this experience and how knowing Christ changed my life for the better. In addition, through the grace of God and the guidance of the Holy Spirit, I am learning how to engage people and understand people from all sorts of backgrounds and all walks of life, just so to learn about them and to reflect the love of Christ in all ministries level.